July 1999, Sun Valley, Idaho. The richest room in America. Tech founders, studio bosses, billionaires in fleece vests. And walking up to that microphone, an old man from Omaha they had all quietly agreed was done. He gave them a math lesson. They gave him a standing ovation. And on the way out, they told each other the old man just didn't get it anymore. 8 months later, that entire room found out the joke had a timer on it. And the wildest part? The company they thought was dying, the one with his name on it, was named after a corpse to begin with. We'll get there. Let me set the table first. It's 1999, and everybody's cousin is a genius. Companies with no profits and no plan are doubling in a month. Yahoo, a website, is worth more than Warren Buffett's entire company, and Buffett won't touch any of it. So the market does what crowds do. It laughs. December 27th, 1999, Barron's puts him on the cover. What's wrong, Warren? Right there in print, saying he may be losing his magic touch. His stock is down about half from its 1998 high. Half. While the Nasdaq is doubling. And if you had money anywhere in 1999, you remember that feeling. Your neighbor is bragging at the cookout. Your account is flat. Feeling stupid for being careful is a special kind of pain. Now here's the part of this story almost nobody tells. Berkshire Hathaway was never some shiny empire. It's a tombstone with an office in it. It was a textile company in New England, fabric, suit linings, and it was dying so obviously that its own board wrote in the minutes back in 1954 that the industry started going out of business 40 years ago. They knew. It said so in their own paperwork. Young Warren starts buying it in 1962 at $7.50 a share. Not because he loved it, he called it a cigar butt. One puff left and the puff is free. Then it gets personal. The man running the mill, Seabury Stanton, shakes on a deal to buy Warren's shares back at $11.50. The letter shows up at 11 3/8. He shorted him an eighth of a point, 12.5 cents a share. And Warren, 34 years old, gets so mad about 12.5 cents that instead of selling, he buys control of the whole company and fires the guy. His words, not mine. He became the dog who caught the car. Stuck owning a dying mill he never wanted. Years later on CNBC, he called it the dumbest stock he ever bought. He figures that grudge cost him about $200 billion compared to just starting clean with insurance. $200 billion. The greatest investor alive built his house on his own worst mistake and then kept the dead company's name on the door. Think about what this channel does every week. We dig up dead fortunes. Warren Buffett runs his empire out of a grave he bought on purpose. That's why this story belongs here. So, 1999, the whole world is calling him finished. What does he actually do about it? Nothing. That's the whole trick. And I mean a very specific kind of nothing. That Sun Valley speech everybody clapped at and ignored, he put one slide on the screen. Dow Jones, end of 1964, 874. Dow Jones, end of 1981, 875. 17 years. The economy grew 5 times over in that stretch. The market moved 1.1. His point was simple. The price of a business and the performance of a business are two different animals, and sooner or later, the price has to come home. Then he told them a joke. About 200 aircraft companies got started in this country in 20 years, he said, and investors in the whole industry combined had made nothing. Then he said if he'd been at Kitty Hawk, he'd like to think he'd have been public-spirited enough to shoot Orville down. I owed it to future capitalists. The room laughed. Nobody moved a dollar. Because under the jokes was one rule, straight out of his 1996 shareholder letter. You only have to be able to evaluate companies within your circle of competence. The size of that circle is not very important. Knowing its boundaries, however, is vital. He could not explain how a website with no earnings was worth more than a railroad, so he didn't buy one. That's it. That's the superpower. He was willing to look stupid rather than act stupid. Very few people can tell the difference when it's their money and their neighbors bragging. Now mark this date because I have never seen a cleaner one. March 10th, 2000. That Friday, the Nasdaq closes at its all-time bubble peak, 5,048. Champagne everywhere. The same day, the exact same trading day, Berkshire Hathaway hits its bear market low, $41,300 a share, down about half. The distance between those two lines on that one day is the exact size of the world's certainty that Warren Buffett was finished. Then gravity showed up. Over the next 2.5 years, the Nasdaq lost 78% of its value. More than $5 trillion gone. It would not see that 1999 peak again for 15 years. 15. And Berkshire? While all of that burned, it went up almost 65%. By November 2003, it was making new all-time highs. The old man never touched a thing. The market just finished grading everybody's homework. So here's the lesson, and it works whether you've got 80 billion or 800 bucks. The crowd is not the test. The math is the test. If you cannot explain how the thing makes money, you don't own an investment. You own a lottery ticket with better branding. And when everybody around you is getting rich on something you don't understand, the hardest move in money is standing still. It doesn't feel safe. It feels like drowning politely. Do it anyway. Boring is not broke. Boring is the tortoise that owns the racetrack. I think about those cookouts in 1999. Somebody's brother-in-law up 11 grand on a stock he couldn't spell. The quiet guy by the grill with the index fund and the extra mortgage payment, feeling like the only sober man at the party. 2003 rolls around, and only one of those two guys still brings up the stock market. Be the guy by the grill. Most weeks on this channel, we visit the graveyard. This one was different. This one was about a man who bought a grave, moved in, and built the biggest fortune in American history on top of it. Still standing. Next time, we're back in the dark. Two partners, one handshake. And when the money finally showed up, only one of them got paid. You'll want to be here for that one.